The shine of light, discovering the true meaning. Have you ever wondered what it really means to be the light of the world? In a time when we are constantly bombarded with information and distractions, how can we understand and apply this ancient metaphor in our modern lives? On those cloudy mornings, when the city is still wrapped in the mist of dawn, a distant light atop a hill is not just a signal, it's a beacon that cuts through the gloom. This is how Jesus sees us, as a city set on a hill that shines, immersed in light, not hidden from view. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. But what does it truly mean to be that light? Imagine for a moment the context of this metaphor. In Jesus' world, a city on a hill was not just a physical structure. It was a symbol of safety, vision, and guidance. The hill was a reference point, visible from afar, offering a clear view of the surroundings. So when Jesus says that we are the light, he is not just complimenting us. He is calling us to an active and visible role. In a world where the challenges of modern life make us question the value and impact of our actions, being the light is more relevant than ever. We are called to shine amidst the darkness of our times, not just in moments of greatness or virtue, but also in the small daily actions, in the simple interactions, in the everyday choices. The light we are meant to be should illuminate the way for others, not just with words, but with concrete actions. And it's not just about highlighting what we do well, but about being authentic and transparent, even when it's not easy. It's this inner glow that reveals itself when we face adversities with hope, when we act with compassion, and when we maintain our integrity, even when the world around us seems to be falling apart. It's crucial to remember that a city on a hill does not hide, even if the sky is covered with clouds. Light, like truth, cannot be extinguished. It persists and shines through the shadows. Therefore, being the light of the world is not a simple task. It is a vocation, an invitation to transcend the ordinary and reflect something greater and more enduring. So, as we reflect on the role we play in our communities and in our lives, I ask, are we truly fulfilling our calling? Do our actions and behaviors reflect the light that Jesus asked us to be? Each of us carries this responsibility to not only illuminate our own path, but to guide and inspire those around us. Ultimately, Jesus' invitation is that, like a city on a hill, our light does not dim, does not hide. In every act of kindness, in every moment of truth, in every act of love, let our light shine, clear and steady, so that the world around us may find a little more clarity and hope. Have you ever stopped to reflect on where your heart truly lies? In a world full of distractions and appearances, it's easy to forget what we really value. But Jesus, in Matthew 6:21, gives us a clear clue. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Imagine an ancient map with a treasure marked on a distant island. What moves us in pursuit of this treasure? It is the promise of the hidden value, the vision of what it can offer us. But here's the crux of the matter. What is this treasure for us today? And how does it shape our heart? The metaphor of the treasure is more than just a poetic image. It is a mirror to our soul. When Jesus speaks of treasure, he is not just referring to material wealth. He is challenging us to examine what we deeply value. The treasure can be anything we place above all else: an ambition, a desire, a person. And paradoxically, where we place this treasure reveals the true state of our heart. We live in an era where treasures are often invisible: social media status, the relentless pursuit of success, or the obsession with material goods. These treasures can blind us to the deeper and more essential truths of life. What Jesus is saying is that what we value most shapes and defines who we are. Reflecting on our treasure is an exercise in introspection. It's an invitation to examine our priorities. If our treasure is the relentless pursuit of more wealth, our hearts may be burdened with anxiety and desire. But if our treasure lies in authentic relationships, true joy and peace dwell within our hearts. This reflection isn't limited to mere passive self-analysis. It's a call for active change. If we find that our treasure isn't aligned with the values that truly matter, it's time to reassess and realign. True wealth, as suggested by Jesus, isn't just in the possessions we accumulate, but in the integrity, generosity, and love we cultivate. So, I ask you, Where is your treasure? In the fleeting shine of temporary achievements, or in the enduring riches of the Spirit? Our journey is constantly shaped by what we value, and that value is reflected in our actions, our choices, and most importantly, in our hearts. Jesus invites us to a more authentic life, to invest in what is truly precious and eternal. If we allow our treasure to be love, kindness, and truth, our hearts will be at peace and full. Let's place our treasures where they truly matter, and let our hearts align with the values that promote true fulfillment and happiness. Let's reflect on where we are placing our energy, our passion, and our desire. By doing so, we discover not only the true value of our treasures, but also the depth of our own hearts. Have you ever wondered if there's a secret to a fulfilled and meaningful life? Amid the hustle and bustle of daily life, with its constant demands and challenges, how can we find the path to true satisfaction? Jesus, in Matthew 6:33, offers a surprising direction. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. It seems simple, but what does it really mean to seek the kingdom of God amid the pressures and complexities of modern life? Imagine a scenario where we are constantly chasing after material goods, status, or recognition. It seems like there's always a new goal, a new desire to be satisfied. But paradoxically, Jesus suggests something radically different. The kingdom of God is not a physical place, but a state of being and spirit. It's a way of living that prioritizes the greater good, justice, and love for others. Seeking the kingdom of God is an invitation to put our deepest aspirations and highest values ahead of our immediate desires. It's about redefining our priorities and aligning our lives with something that transcends the ephemeral. But how does this translate into our daily lives? First, it requires an introspective look. When we place the kingdom of God first, we commit to living with integrity, seeking justice, and practicing genuine love. This means making choices that reflect our deepest values, even if those choices might seem challenging or against the grain. The promise that all these things will be added to you is not a guarantee of a problem-free life or assured material abundance. Instead, it's an invitation to a broader view of prosperity. True satisfaction and fulfillment come when we align our desires with a higher purpose and when we seek to contribute to a greater good. Let's think a bit more. When we are obsessed only with personal achievements or possessions, we often find ourselves facing a sense of emptiness, no matter what we achieve. It's as if we are constantly seeking something that is never enough. However, when we focus on deeper values, like justice, compassion, and truth, we find satisfaction that doesn't depend on what we have, but on who we are and the positive impact we create. Therefore, the search for the kingdom of God is a journey of personal transformation. It's a call to live according to principles that promote dignity and the well-being of all. And interestingly, when we do this, we often discover that the things that truly matter, inner peace, meaningful relationships, and a purposeful life, come as a bonus. So I ask you, how are you seeking the kingdom of God in your daily life? What are the areas where you can realign your priorities to reflect the justice and love that Jesus taught us? By doing so, you may discover that true fulfillment comes not from the relentless pursuit of more, but from living out the values that really matter. In short, by seeking first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, we are actually seeking the path to a truly enriching life. Let's allow ourselves to be guided by this quest and see how, surprisingly, all the things we need begin to fall into place much more harmoniously. Have you ever wondered what the true essence of reciprocity is in our daily relationships? In a world where we are often confronted with selfishness and mistrust, how can we discover the path to more harmonious and meaningful coexistence? In Matthew 7:12, Jesus gives us a simple yet profound guideline. Whatever you want men to do to you, do also to them. Imagine a mirror. What we see reflected in it is what we send to it. Similarly, our acts and intentions are mirrored in the actions of others and the world around us. This phrase, known as the Golden Rule, is not just an ethical principle, but an invitation to profound personal transformation. What does it mean to do to others what we would want them to do to us? It's more than just a simple rule of good manners. It's a principle that goes beyond external behavior and penetrates the depths of our being. It's a call to examine not just what we wish to receive, but how we are contributing to the lives of others. Think of a moment when you received an act of kindness. How did it make you feel? The feeling of being valued and understood is priceless. Now, think of the last time you had the opportunity to offer a gesture of kindness. How did it impact not only the person who received it, but you as well? Often, it is in giving that we receive back a sense of satisfaction and purpose. The Golden Rule is an invitation to active empathy. It means that if we want to be treated with respect, we must be respectful. If we wish to be understood, we must seek to understand others. If we expect patience, we must practice it. It's a virtuous cycle where our actions shape our experiences and the way we are treated by others. Living by this rule requires courage and authenticity. Often, we may feel tempted to act according to our own interests, especially when others do not meet our expectations. But Jesus calls us to a higher way of living, where our actions are guided not by what we receive, but by what we choose to give. However, this practice is not just about creating a positive environment around us, but also about cultivating a generous and selfless heart. By applying this rule, we begin to create a space where reciprocity is not a negotiation, but a natural expression of who we are. And when we all start living this way, society as a whole becomes a more harmonious and just place. So, I ask you, how can you apply this golden rule in your life today? In your personal interactions, at work, in your communities? By doing so, you not only foster a more friendly and respectful environment, but you also contribute to building a world where kindness and understanding are the norm. In summary, whatever you want others to do to you, do also to them is more than just a guideline. It is an invitation to personal and social transformation. By reflecting and acting according to this rule, we discover that true change begins with what we choose to offer the world. Have you ever felt overwhelmed, as if the weight of the world were on your shoulders? In an era marked by hustle and the constant demands of modern life, how can we find relief and peace? In Matthew 11:28, Jesus offers a comforting promise. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Imagine for a moment the image of someone carrying a heavy burden. Each step is a struggle. Each movement feels like an effort that only seems to multiply over time. This burden can take many forms: the stress of work, the pressure of daily responsibilities, or even the emotional pain we carry. And when life feels like it's crushing us, the promise of relief sounds like an irresistible invitation. Jesus invites us to come to him when we are weary and burdened. But what does that really mean in the context of our daily lives? It's not just a call for a spiritual encounter, but a profound invitation to experience an inner transformation. First, it's important to recognize that the invitation is for everyone. There are no restrictions or qualifications. Everyone who feels exhausted and burdened by worries is welcome. This invitation is not for a select group, but for all of us, regardless of our situation or past. What Jesus promises is relief, but it's not the superficial relief we often seek. He doesn't promise a magical solution to all our problems, but offers something deeper, a new perspective and support that transcends circumstances. When Jesus speaks of relief, he's talking about rest for the soul, an inner peace that allows us to face life's difficulties with renewed strength and hope. How can we experience this relief in our daily lives? It starts with the willingness to let go of the weight we carry and seek a deeper connection with what is truly essential. Sometimes this means pausing and reflecting on what really matters, adjusting our priorities and allowing ourselves moments of rest and renewal. Furthermore, seeking Jesus' presence in our lives may involve seeking spiritual guidance, meditation, prayer, or simply being present in the moment. It's about allowing a greater purpose to guide us and help us see beyond immediate pressures. When we open ourselves to this connection, we find an inner strength that empowers us to better handle challenges. So, when you feel overwhelmed, remember this promise. The invitation is for you to come as you are, with no need to adjust or prepare. It is an offer of genuine relief, an opportunity to trade the weight of suffering for the comfort and peace that comes from a deeper relationship with Jesus. Therefore, the next time you feel tired and crushed by the responsibilities of life, Remember this invitation. Come to Him. Allow yourself to be relieved not just of physical burdens, but of the anxieties and worries that weigh on your heart. By doing so, you will find a space of peace that transcends fatigue and restores your soul. In summary, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest is an invitation to experience true and profound rest. It is an opportunity to find relief that goes beyond the physical, touching the depths of our being and offering a new perspective and inner peace. If these images and reflections have touched your heart, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. And now, I want to know which part of the Gospel of Matthew resonated with you the most. Leave your comment below and share your thoughts with our community. Remember, just as a city on a hill cannot be hidden, let the light of your heart shine for the world around you. See you in the next video and keep spreading light and love.